What's up, guys? We're on the way to the racetrack right now. Little nervous for how it's gonna go, because obviously it's driver's school for me, and also we've been working on the car all this time, so definitely nerves from him too.
Don't worry, it'll probably stay together. We are arriving at the track. We had an okay sleep. When we got to our hotel, it was closed because of carbon monoxide gas. So not a brilliant start, but we're here bright and early, 7 a.m. Luke's going out for the first session. How you feeling?
Good. Excited, nervous.
All right. First session didn't end very well. I don't know if you can see it at a distance. That is Luke on the back of the tow truck. So he got about 3 laps. It was definitely a miss. So let's see what the problem is. This unfortunately was the start of our problems, and you can see the photos here are the various different things that we played around with to try and fix, from battery to switches to carb jets to lots of different things, and we were chasing a miss where the engine wouldn't rev over 4,000 RPM. In the meantime, everybody else was getting their track time, and we were losing out. We found some stuff at the end of the day, which brought us to day 2. So this is where we tried again. So the engine had been cutting out anywhere between 4,000 and 5,000 RPM, but we'd gotten it overnight to pull really cleanly, at least up to 5,000. So we're a bit more optimistic. The new challenge for the day, of course, was that it was raining now. All the sessions were in the rain. So here comes Luke now. Engine is pulling well. But you might have noticed that he missed a gear, so we had a new challenge. He couldn't find 4th gear. At this point we were pretty concerned because he's got to get enough seat time at enough speed in order to pass and actually get his license. So stress was pretty high at this point. So here he is finishing up the day. The good news on day 2 is that he finished all the sessions, even if it was a little bit slower than planned with no 4th gear, but we'd missed most of the sessions on day 1. So at this point we're pretty nervous. We're waiting to find out if we would actually pass or not. We loaded up the car and started the long drive home, and honestly we weren't in great spirits. Both of us were pretty tired, including the race driver, and so we just headed home. Got home late on Sunday, unloaded the car and the truck. In fact, we didn't put any of it away. We were just so tired and kind of gave up, went to bed, and then decided what we would do next. Okay, here we are back in the garage a week after the big event. What was it? What were you thinking in the truck on the way up?
A little bit of everything.
Yeah.
A little bit scared, very bit excited actually.
Yeah. What were you expecting it to be like? Because you talked to Uncle Gavin a bit about it, right?
I didn't really know.
Yeah.
Well, because, yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was going to be crazy because a lot to learn in very little time.
Yeah. And so we were we were super busy all week. You had a lot of stuff going on. We couldn't even get up there for Friday for the class session.
Yeah.
So you did one of those on Friday over Zoom. We got in the car, in the truck, drove up, dropped the stuff off, got to our hotel, and
There was a carbon monoxide leak.
yeah, so we had to get another hotel room. There's a funny backstory to that. So woke up the next morning at 6:30 and headed to the track. I can't even remember really what happened then. Oh, we had to register, get the car teched. We got you in the car. What happened then?
I was about to go out or I was going out for my first session, and obviously I'm in the pit lane driving out. Right as I get out of the pit lane, I'm about to shift into second, and then I hear just this misfiring about when I get to 5,000 revs, and it's like pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not good.
Yeah.
So then I drive around.
I think you got 3 laps.
Yeah. And then
what?
And then it died on me.
And it didn't just die, like it didn't just kind of run out of gas or something. It was a completely separate issue to the one that was causing the misfire. So we pulled it in, went through it, realized the coil had died. It's a brand new coil. But it was basically the start of kind of a disastrous weekend, right? So we fixed the coil. You went into class session, came back out. We're like, okay, great, it's working. Fixed it, got you back out into the second session. What happened then?
So second session, I went out and I was hoping that it wasn't misfiring anymore. But I went out and it kept doing it, and I didn't really know it was happening, so I just decided to come back in because I didn't really know what the car was.
And what other cars were in your session? What types of cars?
It was a crazy group. There was like some spec racers. There was an E46. There was a GT3 Cup car.
That's a Porsche that had raced at Le Mans. That actual car had raced at Le Mans.
Yeah, and the team won.
Yeah.
And there was also there was an Elan, which is like I was talking to the guy who was driving it. It was an IMSA Lights car.
Yeah.
From I think 2020, so that was super quick.
Yeah, so like a prototype, a bit like the stuff that used to run at Le Mans.
Yeah, so it was crazy.
So first day was, so you came back in then. We worked on it some more, but the same issue was had a misfire above between 4,000 and 5,000 RPM.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Okay, thanks Siri. And we tried a bunch of things. We put a new battery in it. We put a new ignition switch on it. What else? We did a bunch of other things. Checked all the jets. And then we had lots of advice from lots of different people. Eventually, we found that, remember the coil had died. We took the top off the brand new carb, and the plunger was loose in this brand new carb. So that was another issue. We kind of short circuited all the wiring. We wired it past all the dash to make sure there wasn't a short circuit. And then by the end of the day, the last thing we tried was adjusted the timing, and that seemed to help a little bit. So Saturday night, we were exhausted. I worked out that I hadn't sat down between 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. that night. I was running around so much. So we got dinner. What about there was another like dad and son guy behind us in the restaurant, or what? Can you remember what happened?
Yeah. So we recognized this like dad and his friend maybe and his son from, obviously the son was doing driving school as well, but we went to get dinner, and like in the booth behind us, like you could tell that this kid is so tired, and they're like heading out.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
So they're heading out as we're sitting down, and the two adults go up to pay while the kid is still sat there, and we realize that he's fallen asleep in the booth.
Yeah, he was like 18-year-old guy. He was that tired he'd fallen asleep.
Yeah, and he realizes about like a minute later that they walked out.
So people were tired. We were more optimistic for day 2.
Yeah.
We were like, okay, we found some stuff. Let's see how it works. We woke up the next morning and it was raining, like properly raining. But we thought, okay, we knew that it would pull cleanly up to 5,000 RPM, the change we had made. And so we got Luke out there and, yeah, what were you thinking? Like, what's it like driving in the rain, actually, in an open wheel race car?
It's definitely very scary. Definitely exposed to elements when you're getting like, because it was, for one of the sessions, it was absolutely coming down. And that's like smacking against your face while you're driving.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit scary. Because it was also like, before, we didn't really know what the problem is, but we kind of realized we didn't really know if we were going to be able to fix it. So I just tried to get as much lap time as I could, even when I didn't have as much power. But we started doing that on Sunday. So it was kind of my first time fully experiencing the car, and it was in the rain. So yeah, I had a few pirouettes.
Yeah, they were elegant.
And some slides.
Yeah,
I would say.
You were telling me about the braking. Tell me what the braking was like in the wet.
You have to just brake so much earlier, and the thing that I realized is that it's not even like it's not even like you just have to brake more and all. Like, there's just like some spots on the track where there's no grip at all, and some spots where there's like tons of grip, even when they're like both just as wet.
Yeah. Yeah. The other thing that we haven't really had any chance to kind of fine tune the car. So in the wet was Luke was going out there with dry brake balance, which means you got lots of braking on the front and not a lot on the back. When you go out in the wet, you want to balance that out a little bit. So that was one of the problems he was dealing with. The other big problem is you couldn't find fourth gear. So that was, once we kind of got the car running a little bit okay, the power was there, and basically we were knocking kind of dominoes or skittles over. One problem we'd fix, we'd find another one. And so that was a bit of a pain, because he was blasting up the main straight in third gear, not able to get fourth gear. So, but the good news was you actually did quite a lot of laps, which was good. You got a feel for the car. One of the sessions you actually got out and said, that was great, which is pretty cool. So finish up the day, car's in one piece. It was a little dirty, still is a little bit dirty. Somebody's got a job to clean it, because it wasn't on the track all the time. Actually, I think you only went, did you go off once or twice?
It depends what you mean by go off the track. There was a corner where I used the runoff a few times, especially in the wet.
Yeah.
But, well, I had to pull off a few times, but some of those times weren't my fault, to be fair.
Right, because of the car problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think I went off once.
Yeah.
From my fault.
Yeah. So we ended the day. I wasn't there. One of the guys comes over to you and tells you what. And maybe before you answer that, the challenge for us was that, running time is important. They want to see you kind of work your way through all the processes and understand how a race start is done and a restart and all the flags and all of the rest. Mm-hmm. But they want to see you drive a lot. That's why it's 2 days of driving, and essentially you lost the first day.
Yeah.
And then the second day was all in the wet. And so, and you never really, not through any fault of your own, you just didn't get up to speed.
Yeah.
So we were pretty worried that they wouldn't pass them. So this guy comes up to you, one of the instructors, to give you some news.
Yeah. So he walked up to me and he was like, so I think what we're gonna do, since you just had like all the technical problems, like if the car had run for maybe like an hour longer, I probably would have passed you, but I just need to see more time of you just driving the car. So we have to go back for a test day so I can get my full license.
Yeah, so hopefully at the end of March. Now, we still have car problems that we haven't fixed. So I think I'm going to bring the car to a dyno and see can we work on. So the main two things were going from third to fourth was a problem. Done a little bit of work on that. I think we might have resolved that one. And then the other big problem is just the car won't pull past 5,000 RPM. It should shift at 6,700 if you really want to get the most power out of it. So we've got to fix those things. And I've been chasing shift linkage stuff and engine problems the whole time we've had the car. So we've got to solve those so we can bring a car then for Luke that is ready to rock and roll. So that's on the agenda next. All in all, what did you think of the experience?
It was definitely a good experience.
Yeah.
Kind of what racing's all about.
Yeah.
You know, a little
constantly getting kicked in the nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit of craziness, a little bit of not driving.
Yeah.
And a little bit of driving off the track.
Yeah.
So
what was the best session? What was it like in that best session? What did it feel like?
Well, it was pretty good because for me, the most fun part when you're driving isn't when you're driving in a straight line, and that's when I didn't have full power. So it was kind of amazing just in a car that's so light, like feeling the brakes and like getting out of the corners before I would hit 5,000 was kind of a great feeling.
Turn 1 at Thunderhill is a fast corner. Describe it for people.
It's like, so you're on the main straight, you're going very quickly, and then there's a left-hander. It's like a 90-degree left-hander, I would say, but it's not completely like box. It's kind of bends into it a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's a very fast corner. So
So usually in a Ford, it's fourth gear. So you get to the end of a fairly long straight, fourth gear, probably when the car is working really well, somewhere between 110 and 115. And you just take a little lift, and ideally you don't drag the brake at all, and then get the car turned in and run through there. So even in third gear it's fast, but something to look forward to for the test day.
Yeah. I was definitely not going through there at 115 in the wet though.
Yeah. No, you wouldn't have been. All right, well, that wraps up this series. Obviously we still have loads of work to do. Mm-hmm. So we'll keep tweaking these. Hopefully we can bring it to the dyno. That'll be fun to do. And then the goal is we might try and do an autocross, although I don't know how it's going to work with schedules, which will be the middle of March, which is 2 weeks away. And then the end of March, the current thinking is to go to the test day before the regional race, which I think is like the 29th of March. And so Luke would do the test day, and then I'd actually race that weekend. So stay tuned. We're definitely going to have some more stuff for you to check out. Thanks for watching the series. If if this is the first episode, I don't know how many episodes we did, but there's a shitload of episodes for you to watch. Go check them out, and give us all the likes and subscribes and all that type of stuff, and comments. Tell us, if you enjoyed it or not. And we did get some comments from people on various shorts videos that we posted on the way to track. So thanks for those, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Yeah, see ya.
Preparada pra fuder sua safada. Vem sentando na piroca, sua piranha safada. Vem fuder, vem